Tomorrow will be my 5th day without taking a shower because there just wasn't anything. We're going to head into a bit more remote terrain. This really might be one of my favorite sections so far. But yeah, this is it. Cute! It's just one of those moments where you realize you really need to make the most of each day. Wow, this is really boggy now. Wow. Hi, my name is Elli. I'm a long-distance hiker and backpacker. Enjoying a cup of coffee with a view is my absolute happy place. And this is Otto, an adopted stray dog, crisps lover, and the best hiking companion. Come join us as we explore the great outdoors, one trail at a time. In April of 2025, Otto and I walked the East Highland Way, an 82-mile-long hike crossing the Eastern Highlands from Fort William to Aviemore. This is part 2, where we walked from Laggan to the Cairngorms and finished our hike. Good morning! Ooh, it was a really cold night. But it's a beautiful morning. Oh. I think this hike is a hike where I try lots of new things, like the coffee that I tried yesterday, and I also found these pain au chocolat things. They're obviously packaged and not the same as fresh ones, but they are vegan, which is great, and they have almost 200 calories and only weigh, I think one weighs 38 grams, which I thought was pretty nice for a breakfast, especially if I don't want to have a cooked breakfast, or if I don't have enough water or gas left. So I thought this might be nice. Let's taste test them. They're not bad actually. They're obviously a lot drier than fresh ones. It's almost like having breakfast in Paris, I guess. Not bad. Not bad at all. And as always, we're leaving no trace. Okay. Wow, this is such a beautiful pine forest. Good morning everyone! On day 4 on the East Highland Way. As you can see, it's a beautiful day. It's so sunny, but it's still very cold. I think it was just above freezing last night, but we had a really good night. It was so quiet and peaceful being pitched in this little woodland overlooking the loch. It was just very beautiful and quiet and peaceful. Today is a bit of a special day and I'm really excited because we'll come across our first village with a coffee shop, and apparently a really good coffee shop. So this is my first option to just get some food, get a coffee, since it's been bridge, so there wasn't anything for 2 days and I only saw 2 other hikers in those 2 days. So it's been kind of a lonely day all by ourselves, but that will change today and I'm so excited to get there for our lunch break. But it doesn't stop there, because today we'll also come across our first Bothy on the East Highland Way. For now we'll just start walking in this perfect weather and getting excited for my cup of coffee later, so let's go!
Gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until till my arms give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today.
Ooh, I think I'm going to take a little detour to see the waterfall.
That I can hear the sound of.
This looks so beautiful, so lush, and this is perfect. Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh wow. And also a good place to refill my water, because the water yesterday was so sketchy and full of like sand and sediments. So I think I'm going to clean my filter here and then refill some water.
Let the sunshine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know, yes.
10 kilometers down, and now a little bit of road walking, about 3 miles to go to Laggan, which is somewhere over there.
I will listen to the ocean.
Oh, look at that! All the little lambs. Oh, cute! They're so tiny. Oh.
Open up my eyes so I can see the light.
So excited for some food and a coffee and a toilet. I had a really nice lunch break and a bagel and a coffee and a lemonade at the Coffee Bothy in Laggan, which is a really cute place. It's also a gallery, and I could charge my phone and power bank. And now we just set off again for our last 5 miles to the Bothy, where I want to stop for today. The sky doesn't look too great. It's bubbling up. I don't know. I think there's a small risk of thunder and lightning. I hope it holds out for a bit. I hope there's no thunderstorm rolling in. Oh. Today has been a really beautiful day with the waterfall and the little coffee shop, and I think now we're going to head into a bit more remote terrain up the Glen. Towards Glen Banchor, I think it's called. So I'm really excited to have this more like remote wilderness experience up there, and yeah, also excited to see the Bothy, which is not an official MBA Bothy, but yeah, private one, basically just a stalker's hut, I think, from the estate. Look at that, you can really see the rain behind there. Ooh. I think I had the perfect timing today. Wasn't really planned, but I was hoping that I would get to the Bothy before it gets too bad and too rainy. We've done almost 22 kilometers, so yeah, quite a good distance today. I can't wait to get there. I think I'm not going to set up the tent just yet. I'm waiting for the rain to clear. Maybe I even stay inside if it's not like too damp and moldy. I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews about the Bothy. It looks a bit dark and moody, but this is a really nice area. I really like walking like up on the moors, but still having a good path. This is ideal for Otto. Ooh, cool. Wow, look at that. So wide and open and remote. Wow. It looks cute from the outside. Oh. Ooh, this is it. And there's even a little bit of firewood, but I read that the chimney is not working properly, so I don't know, probably not going to light a fire. But yeah, this is it. Cute! Time to make a coffee. This is actually pretty nice in here, pretty comfy, being out of the wind and out of the rain, because it started to rain now, and yeah, really nice just to spend some time in here. I don't have a cookie anymore, but I have a croissant that I'm going to have as a little afternoon snack. The rain has stopped, so I set up the tent to sleep outside and to hopefully tomorrow morning have a beautiful sunrise over the Glen. We spent a couple of hours just resting. I read a little bit, I had 3 coffees and Otto had a really good rest as well. And now it's time for dinner. For tonight I brought some red lentils, dehydrated soy chunks, and yeah, quite a lot of herbs and spices. Dinner is ready, and this is how it looks like. I'm actually going to let it sit for a couple of more minutes because the lentils are still a bit like hard. Let's taste test. Really hot and kind of spicy, but really tasty, and it's actually a really inexpensive meal, especially compared to the pre-packaged like backpacking meals. Full of protein, you can buy it in bigger quantities and just use as much as you want. And yeah, I put a veggie stock cube in there as well, and then some spices like paprika, cumin, curry powder. This is it, the end of day 4 on the East Highland Way, and it's been a pretty nice day. I really enjoyed the walk today, the waterfall, getting to the cafe, and then heading up into the Glen here, into like more open, remote terrain, having no signal, just enjoying some time without my phone, reading, taking notes of the trail. That's been really, really nice just to recharge. And now we're going to bed, and I'm really excited for tomorrow because we're going to continue to walk through the Glen, basically out of the Glen, and then I think the trail will get less remote, and there will be more option to get some food and to resupply, which is great. There's Newtonmore tomorrow, just after I think 5 or 6 miles, so I'm aiming to get there for a late breakfast. And then there's shortly after that just another, I think 6-7 miles further on the trail is Kingussie. And not just that, but I actually booked a room in a bed and breakfast in Kingussie, so I'm really, really excited to get there. Tomorrow will be my 5th day without taking a shower because there just wasn't anything on the trail since we left Fort William. So yeah, really excited about that. It really is about time. I mean, it wasn't very hot, so you don't sweat that much, but still will be so nice just having a shower, having a real bed, a co-op, a chippy tomorrow night. So far, I'm really pleased with the East Highland Way. It's been a really nice walk, especially if you're hiking with the dog. It's not technical, it's not too hard. There's still nice views, but it's easy walking. So yeah, so far I'm really, really happy with it, and yeah, excited for tomorrow. So see you then. Good night. Good morning everyone on day 5 on the East Highland Way. I'm just having my breakfast and a tea, and we had a really, really good night actually. It was a bit wetter than expected because the rain didn't clear as quickly as the forecast said it would, so I'm going to have to pack up a wet tent unfortunately, which I had hoped that I could avoid. today, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm going to finish my breakfast and then start packing up. I even saw the first midges out yesterday in the evening, but there were just a few and they didn't bite me, so all good. But there are quite a lot of ticks in this area. Even though I checked before putting up the tent, it's not like a tick nest, but obviously the higher grass, there are probably sheep and deer around, I guess. It's a really nice, moody morning. You can see the mist over there hanging in the glen. But it's supposed to stay dry today. We have about 5 miles to go to Newtonmore. The first bit a little bit over like pathless terrain, so I hope it won't be too boggy. There are a couple of like smaller streams to cross, but it has been very, very dry. Shouldn't be too hard crossing those streams, and yeah, really excited for today. I'm all packed up. I left a note in the Bothy book, and as always, we're leaving no trace whatsoever. So let's go! That's the River Calder, and you can see how wide it can actually be. It's not bad today, so I hope we can get across okay. But yeah, as you can see, this can probably obviously be really bad when the river's in spate, so definitely have a look on the forecast before setting off. On the map, this section, like these first 2 miles from the Bothy towards Newtonmore, are marked as pathless. But so far, as you can see, you can definitely see a little path, but it is quite boggy. But I think this is really the only section on the entire East Highland Way that is like that. So not a very, very clear path and quite boggy and a bit slow going. I think this is really the only area that is this bad. And another little stream to cross. Oh, brave little boy, look at that. Oh. Really happy that I'm wearing my waterproof socks so that my feet can stay dry as long as the water is not more than like ankle deep. Wow, look at this view. This looks so beautiful. Pretty boggy. And as you can see, the path has sort of disappeared now, making it a bit hard going. Ooh, look at that. Wow, this is really, really boggy now. Wow. Oh. Woohoo! We left the boggy bit and pathless bit behind and are on a little track again. Yay! Not too long now, I think just about 2 kilometers to get to Newtonmore, and I think I'm going to go to a cafe there to have a coffee and a breakfast, and such a nice day. There's a trail called the Wildcat Trail in and I think around Newtonmore, and apparently there are these little wildcat statues that are all over like the trail. There's another one. Time to get a coffee. Yay! I had a really great vegan breakfast in Newtonmore and a coffee, and we had a longer break. And now we're on our last 6 or 7 kilometers to Kingussie. While we were in the cafe, the sun came out. It's so warm now and so beautiful. We're up on the moor again. Very, very beautiful, especially now in this weather. Look at that. Oh. This really might be one of my favorite sections so far, because you have a really nice view all around to the Cairngorms. A really beautiful little woodland. Only 1.5 miles to go to Kingussie. I can't wait to go to the co-op to get some food, some snacks, a drink, and then to check into our B&B and have a much needed shower. Oh, this is going to be so nice. I'm so excited now. We're really in the Cairngorms now. Look at these higher mountains over there. A couple have even a bit of snow on them. This is Kingussie. Home sweet home for tonight. Oh, I'm so happy. I feel like a new person. I took the longest shower ever and it was so nice just, having a really hot shower. I even found a clean shirt that I didn't get to wear yet because it hasn't been like this warm this week to wear a t-shirt. And I got a cider from the co-op for tonight. And now I'm going to head back into the village. The chippy is closed, unfortunately, but there's a Chinese takeaway just next to it, and I think that's open, so I think I might just get some like stir-fry veggies and maybe salt and pepper chips, something like that, or rice. Well, I wasn't lucky because, believe it or not, the chippy is closed. And the Chinese takeaway is unexpectedly closed as well today. Can't really believe it that with one day I'm in a village, in a little town, and I could get some real food. I had to go to the co-op to get pot noodles yet again and a couscous salad. Oh, I run out of luck apparently. I mean, there are a couple of like restaurants, but they're a bit fancy, and also I wanted to FaceTime a friend tonight, so I wasn't sure if I would have had my dinner by then. And also I didn't feel like going out again. I just wanted to make the most of it, of my room, and just have a rest. So yeah, I guess pot noodles it is. Good morning everyone. On day 6 on the East Highland Way, Otto and I slept in a little bit, and I just had a coffee and breakfast in Kingussie at a cafe. It's already 10 o'clock and we're just setting off from Kingussie on our penultimate day. If all goes to plan, I want to be in Aviemore and finish the trail tomorrow by lunchtime. I'm really sorry I didn't film anymore yesterday and giving some sort of like conclusion roundup of the day, but I had some pretty devastating news from a friend that really shocked me, and I didn't feel like picking up the camera, and just I was in my head quite a bit. That's obviously still on my mind, but if anything it really like shows once again how quickly and unexpectedly things can change, and life can change in a second, and everything is different than it was before. And I don't know, it's just one of those moments where you realize You really need to make the most of each day and really try to do as many things that you can that make you happy. Because if you always tell yourself, yeah, I'm doing that later sometime, there might not be a later for everyone. So yeah, I don't know, this really hit me, and yeah, it's basically one of the reasons why I started this journey, why I quit my job, because yeah, I didn't want to wait for later, and this is, yeah, it really hit me how important it is to make the most of it, because you never know what tomorrow is going to be and if there's going to be a tomorrow. Maybe this is your sign to do more of what makes you happy, instead of just worrying about the little things that we all do so often and just wasting time not doing what we really enjoy. I think we're all doing that often, or too often. That's what's going through my head this morning. But I feel like in these moments, especially being out, being in nature, really helps my mental health, helps me to process things. Let's start this penultimate day on the East Highland Way, and let's go! Ooh, this doesn't look too good over there, but apparently, if I trust the forecast, it should stay dry today, hopefully. These are the Ruthun barracks, just outside of Kingussie, and they have been built in the early 18th century after the Jacobite uprising as a base for soldiers to fight against the uprisings. I think it's accessible and free to visit, so I think we're going to walk up there and have a little look around. Apparently, each of the two barracks built on this side could accommodate 60 men. And once again, we're so lucky with the weather. It's so mild and comfortable for walking.
Let's go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in, and I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light.
We are about 5 miles into today's stretch, and this today has been such a beautiful walk. Walking through the woodlands, having these great views over the Cairngorms mountains. I really like how quiet and peaceful the trail is. So far I only saw like 1 or 2 people each day, some East Highland Way hikers, but also like regular day hikers, dog walkers, but not more than 2 people per day. So yeah, it's really quiet, it's really peaceful, it's really great to clear your head. I'm really impressed with the trail. There wasn't a lot of road walking actually. I even think, like, for example, compared to the Rob Roy Way, I'm pretty sure that there's less road walking on the East Highland Way. There are great views, there's a bit of everything, like moorland, lochs, walking through woodlands, and not just plantation like woodlands. It's not too hard, especially if you're taking a dog with you, for example, or maybe children as well. It's nothing technical, it's on good path, you can't get lost or something. A really great hike for, yeah, like a reset, for clearing your head. Not necessarily to challenge yourself or to like push your limits necessarily, because as I said, it's not hard. I think it's a really nice trail just to be on your own, to wild camp in peace with beautiful views.
And I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine.
I really love large trees, especially in Scotland in spring. I don't know, there's just something so beautiful about them. I really like the light green needles, the fresh needles. I don't know, they always make me smile when I see them. And they're so beautiful and oftentimes really old, big trees. My plan for today is, I think I haven't even told you that yet, to do around 20 kilometers, 12 to 13 miles. And then if all goes to plan, I want to stay in another bothy, which is called Drake's Bothy. It's not an official bothy, so not maintained by the MBA, but probably the state that it's on. But apparently it's pretty cute. And then tomorrow morning we'll have just 9 kilometers to go to Aviemore to finish the trail, and then to hop on the train to go back to Fort William. In 1 or 2 miles we'll reach Loch Inch, and I think that's going to be our spot for a lunch break.
Words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves. Oh, I will open up.
So let's have a look for a little spot for our lunch break. This is a beautiful loch and a beautiful view. Look at that. Wow. This would be perfect for wild camping as well.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
This must be a really old tree. Wow. And it gets even better. Look at this cute old bridge. This is Feshy Bridge, and this is the river Feshy. So basically if you would continue up the river, you would get to Glen Feshy, which is one of my favorite places ever since my TGO challenge last year. I'm so in love with the Caledonian pine forests, especially here in the Cairngorms, where they seem to be a lot more common than in other areas. It's almost 3 p.m. now, and we're not too far away from the Bothy, maybe just 3 miles or so, and yeah, really happy to get there, to make a coffee, to have a break, to enjoy nature, the woodlands around it. And I think around the Bothy there's actually even a nature reserve, so I'm really excited to see the trees. This is it. This is the Bothy. There's already a tent pitched there. Let's have a look inside. Ooh, this is it. I'm all set up. And I got some water from a stream nearby. It's about 300 meters away. So yeah, got enough water for tonight. And this is a really cute spot. Look at that. You can hear the birds in the trees. Nothing better than a coffee, and I even have a rocky road as a snack to go with it, so perfect day. We spent a lovely afternoon and evening in the Bothy. I just had my dinner. I met another hiker that's camped outside, which was so nice to talk to someone for a bit, share experiences, and talk a bit about gear and stuff. And now it's almost 8 o'clock, so I think we'll go to bed pretty soon. So far we have the Bothy to ourselves, which is great, and I think, yeah, we'll have a great night here. Today was a beautiful day, even though I was in my head quite a bit. It was just nice and, yeah, healing to be out. And yeah, the Cairngorms are just so stunning. It's so great walking through the Caledonian pine forests, and yeah, the sun was out. It was so quiet and peaceful. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good morning. Last day on the East Highland Way. We just set off from Drake's Bothy and we had such a nice morning. We slept in a little bit. I had a tea and a coffee and had a bit of gear talk with James. The other hiker was pitched outside the Bothy, so it was really nice to have some company and enjoy a slow morning. I'm really so in love with the Cairngorms. It's not as high and spectacular as the mountains on the west coast, but at the same time there's so much wooded areas, like really nice wooded areas, not like plantation style woodlands, and I couldn't think of a better ending to this long distance walk. Can't wait for these last miles, so let's go! It's such a mild morning as well, and it was a mild night. I think it only dropped to 5 or 6 degrees, so a lot milder than the previous nights. This is Laggan Island down there, and look at this view over the Cairngorm Plateau. Wow, beautiful. There's even a castle on this little island. Wow, this is so peaceful. This is so cool, finishing another long distance trail, and such a beautiful one at that. Really, really, really happy to have a coffee to celebrate. Since it's not an official long distance trail, there's no end marker, at least from what I know, so I guess this will be the end of the East Highland Way, the train station in Aviemore. That's it, East Highland Way done! I had a coffee and a late breakfast, and now we made our way to the train station. And I think this is the only downside of the East Highland Way if you're doing it alone with a dog, because it's kind of a logistical nightmare. Because if you're going the direct way, and obviously there are CityLink buses that go from Aviemore to Fort William, and I think on the road it's just maybe 65 miles, so it's not long at all, but you can't take dogs on CityLink buses. And I tried to get a ride and use smaller buses, but it just didn't work out. So instead we're taking the train, which is over 7 hours because there's no direct rail link. So we're basically going all the way down to Glasgow now, which is almost 3 hours, and then we have to wait, I think, an hour, and then get the train from Glasgow to Fort William, so all the way up again, which is a very beautiful train ride going through Tindrum and Rannochmore. So it's quite a long journey. So yeah, that's probably the only downside, because it's not cheap doing that on the train, but yeah, it is what it is, and I will use the time on the train to get some work done, to start editing. So yeah, it's probably not too bad, and obviously you have beautiful views out the window, seeing the Highlands, so yeah, not too bad. It's 10:30, almost 9 hours later, but we've made it back to Fort William and I'm just walking to the van and then going to sleep right away. And yeah, we'll talk tomorrow. Good night! We have made it back to the van. As you can see, I didn't shower yet, but I just got to a place where I can use the shower, so I'm going to do that. But before, I thought I would share my final thoughts on the East Highland Way and whether I would do it again, whether I would recommend it, just my impressions on the trail overall. I really liked the East Highland Way. It started off a bit like dull, maybe, like not too spectacular walking out of Fort William, not too far away from the road, but just shortly after Speenbridge it really got better and better, and overall I really enjoyed the trail. It is quite remote, so there aren't a lot of shops. There's just basically from Speenbridge to Newtonmore, which is, depending on your pace, 2 to 3 days of walking. There's basically nothing, no cafes apart from the Coffee Bothy in Laggan, no real option for like accommodation. I think there's a couple of hotels, but I don't know if they're open like just in summer, I don't know. So in my opinion, it's a great trail to wild camp because it's very easy to find spots to wild camp, and you might also really need to wild camp the way. I think that would be probably the best and easiest way to do it. But yeah, definitely keep in mind to bring a couple of days worth of food, especially between Speenbridge and Newtonmore. It's I think a really nice mix. There's a bit of everything. There's really nice wooded areas, there's great views over different lochs, there's a bit of moorland between Laggan and Kingussie. At the end you have the beautiful woodlands of the Cairngorms like national park with Caledonian pine forests, and throughout, apart from like 2 miles just past Dalnashallag, Bothy, it's on really good path. It's not boggy, it's really like easy, comfortable walking even in winter. So I think it's a nice option even if you're not like really an experienced hiker, or if you have a dog with you, if you have children with you. I even saw one person doing it on a bike. I mean, there are a couple of sections that would be a bit hard, I guess, but it's definitely, I think, doable to do on a bike as well. There's just a nice mix of everything. As I said in the video or in the video before, it's not like as spectacular as, for example, the West Highland Way, where you have the mountains of Glen that just hit a bit differently, to be honest, but it's not boring. I really enjoyed the Cairngorms section at the end. You could easily add Munros, I think, on almost the entire route. There are a lot of Munros that aren't too far off the trail, so it would be definitely doable to integrate those. They're beautiful spots to wild camp, and it's a really great trail to really clear your head because it's not busy at all. I only, like, on average I saw one other hiker like every day. It gives you this really nice, I'm away from everything, but without being like too technical, too challenging. It's low level, so you can do it in bad weather. From my personal point of view, I liked it a little bit better than the Rob Roy Way, just because there's less road walking on the East Highland Way. There's more nature and more like stunning mountain views. I feel like there's less infrastructure. That's definitely something to consider, and the Rob Roy Way is very stunning as well, but I just like the Cairngorms. I think it's just adds a little bit of like extra specialness to the trail, that you're actually walking through the far end of Glen through the Cairngorms a little bit. In my opinion, I would place it between the West Highland Way, which is maybe a bit harder, but also a bit more stunning, a bit more spectacular if you're after that, but a bit more special, or a bit just a bit more interesting than the Rob Roy Way. I can really recommend it. I definitely would do it again. This is it for this video, or for this little mini-series on the East Highland Way. I really hope you've enjoyed the videos. Let me know in the comments what you think about the trail. Have you heard about it? Have you maybe walked it already, or would you consider walking it? I'm going to take a much needed shower now and get some work done for the next 1 or 2 days. Otto's going to have a really nice rest, and then we're off to a new little adventure, so definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your generous support on Buy Me a Coffee. That means the world and really goes a long way. So thank you so much. Thank you for following our adventures. Thank you so much for watching. Happy hiking, and we'll see you very soon. Bye!